All my niggas got degree, we ain't talking deodorant. Yeah. Yeah. Keep it real. Quan back at another game, another video. So we got a reaction video to interesting facts you're too lazy to Google. So I guess there's some facts that we too lazy to Google, my guy. So let's see what they got going on, man. Alright, let's get straight to it.
The internet is packed full of information you may have never thought to ask, but that doesn't mean we always have the time or energy to go out and find it. Lucky for you, I've compiled a list of some interesting facts you're just too lazy to Google.
Just too lazy to Google, huh? Bro, watch it be some dumb stuff.
Why do we look better in the mirror? The real reason why we tend to shy away from our appearance in photographs is a little more complex than just a bad hair day. Our mirror image is essentially a flipped version of our true selves, which means we're far more used to seeing someone who doesn't really exist. When we anticipate seeing this mirror image in a photograph, we set ourselves up for instant disappointment, whereas friends and family will often see nothing wrong with what we consider a bad photo, because that's the version of us they always
see. I look at it like this. See, I'm not the cutest nigga out here, but I'm not ugly either. But even if I was, bro, if you're ugly, just admit it, bro. You ugly, man. Like, bro, you might as well just be comfortable. Bro, come on now. I'm not gonna get into that.
That wasn't trippy enough. Differing photographic focal lengths can also alter someone's face shape entirely. So can we ever truly know what we look like?
But you know what I mean,
Why
right?
do we hate the sound of our voice on camera?
I hate the sound of my voice,
I hate to break it to you, but the jarring recordings you hear of yourself in videos are far more accurate.
I sound like automated, like, you know, like a robotic. Not robotic, but like,
so
I don't know how to
when
explain
listening
it.
to ourselves back is because, while others only hear the sound waves conducted by air, the voice you know is a combination of external sound alongside the internal acoustics of our bones. Your voice reverberating around your skull produces rich, low-frequency pitches which don't exist externally, meaning our voices are generally higher than we'd like to think.
Can y'all hear this shit?
Why don't our eyes get cold? It might not have crossed your mind, but unlike other bodily extremities, our eyeballs aren't able to determine coldness or heat, which is down to a lack of temperature receptor cells. In fact, the largest part of the human eye is nestled comfortably inside the skull, where they're constantly pumped with a strong supply of warm blood. It's down
What do you say?
to a lack of temperature receptor cells. In fact, the largest have crossed your mind. But unlike other bodily extremities, our eyeballs aren't able to determine coldness or heat.
Bro, our eyeballs can't determine cold or heat? You're lying. Yo.
To a lack of temperature receptor cells.
I mean, it makes sense,
in
but
fact, the largest
I guess,
part
yeah,
of the
your
human
eyelids
eye is nestled comfortably inside the skull, where they're constantly pumped with a strong supply of warm blood. As long as they're inside a functioning body with additional bone, tissue, and fat to keep them warm, it's virtually impossible for your eyeballs to freeze at sub-zero temperatures.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Why does freshly cut grass smell so good? To put it plainly, that delightful scent wafting through the summer breeze is actually just the grass screaming in agony. When grass is cut, a greater number of organic compounds known as green leaf volatiles are released to aid the plant in closing the wounds when producing new cells. This combination of 8 oxygenated hydrocarbons along with alcohols and aldehydes, which make up the GLVs, also happen to be pleasing to the nose. So next time you stop to take a long sniff, just remember, it's the sweet smell of trauma.
It happens every time, bro.
Why does the sun make our skin darker, but hair lighter? After a day in the sun, your skin will probably be browner, or redder if you forgot the sunblock, but your hair will probably turn a shade lighter. And this is all down to the power of sun damage.
Not to be
In both
racist,
cases,
but that's only
sunlight
white
breaks
people,
down
bro.
melanin, the pigment responsible for the color of hair and skin.
Tell me one black dude you know who hair get lighter in the wintertime. They skin get lighter, but bro.
One key difference. When sun bleaches and destroys melanin in your hair, it becomes lighter, and since hair isn't a living thing, it'll stay that way until new follicles grow in. On the other hand, skin is equipped to respond to this damage by producing more melanocyte cells which protect us from harmful UV radiation, darkening our skin. Why is snow so quiet? As it turns out,
Why
there's a
is snow
scientific
so
reason
quiet?
why snowy landscapes
Let me
are
think.
associated with peace
Because
and
it
quiet.
fucking floats to the
As
ground.
snow accumulates on the ground,
It's not like
it
rain,
actually
it doesn't
can
hit the
sound
ground, bro, it
absorbent
floats.
because it's essentially a porous material like foam.
Bro.
And as snow doesn't hit the ground with nearly
Yes.
as much force as water, even the heaviest snowstorm can seem relatively silent.
That was retarded.
Snow also stacks up with a lot of air between flakes, which means sound waves have less surface area to bounce off than raindrops, for example, making
Raindrop.
most sounds
Drop
seem
top.
muffled. Why can't robots press the "I am not a robot" box? With
Yeah, look,
modern
you wanna know
developments
that.
in AI, it's hard to believe that a robot couldn't just declare itself as
Facts.
a human online. Fortunately, though, the Antibot CAPTCHA system has been specially programmed by Google to record a multitude of human actions like the number of accidental key presses, mouse clicks, taps, and scrolls made on the page.
But yeah, you would think the
Similarly,
robot would
while
know
an
to just
AI
click
bot
that, you
would
know what I mean?
probably move quickly in a straight line to the box, human reaction tends to be delayed and imprecise. Experts say it's almost impossible for a bot to replicate a human. But if you practice hard enough, you can probably trip the CAPTCHA into thinking you're a robot. Why do birds fly in a V formation? What seems like a common practice for migrating long-winged birds like geese has actually baffled scientists for years until very recently. In 2014, a study focusing on ibises unraveled the mystery by determining that it's a handy energy-saving technique similar to how squadrons of planes can save fuel in a V formation.
True.
Each bird is perfectly positioned to time their wing beats to the bird in front.
Bro,
so
I
it
didn't
can
even know
catch
that.
the
I thought they just
uplifting
did it because
currents
they're just
ahead,
rolling with the
which gives
crew.
every member of the flock a little break.
So what he's saying is, birds, they fly in a V formation because the winds, like when they're so high up, it helps them just cruise instead of just having to use all their energy. I did not know that, bro. That's crazy.
The leading member directs the flock while also providing swirls of air to those
Bro, I did not
behind.
know that.
And this ingenious chain of piggybacking
It makes
can
sense,
even
too.
use 20 to 30% less energy. Why do blood tests use your ring finger? Routine blood tests aren't always pleasant, but it seems they could be worse if nurses didn't always choose the ring finger.
I can't
Firstly,
stand
your
noodles,
thumbs
bro.
and pinky fingers contain tendons which communicate with the entire hand and wrist, so getting an infection here could spread to the entire arm. Of the remaining fingers, your ring finger is used the least, meaning that the skin is more delicate and easier to puncture with less pain, and the wound will also heal much faster. Why does time pass faster as you get older? If you feel like the years are getting shorter with age, it might not be all in your
No.
head. Using simple philosophy, designer
dumb.
Maximilian
This is a
Kiner
dumb
has created a
fact.
graph which demonstrates how the longer you live, the relative significance of each year of your life decreases. For instance, a 2-year-old will experience a full half of their young life in a single year, while for an average 30-year-old, each year is just 3.33% of their life, and in your 60s this could drop to just 1.67%. It all comes down to a loss of novelty. While children are constantly taking
Why
on
you
new
smiling like
information,
that, bro?
we settle into day-to-day life as adults, and things become routine. Why is shampoo foam always
Why
white?
is shampoo always
With
white?
hundreds of types of shampoo on supermarket
thinks of
shelves,
that?
it might seem strange that the lather is always white. But it comes down to simple
Hey,
science.
I got a
Firstly,
question.
the dyes used.
Speaking of shampoo, do y'all wash y'all hair at least once a week? I see all y'all buying all this soap for your hands, but are y'all washing your hair? That's the question.
Used in shampoo are already highly diluted and only become more so as they're mixed with air and water molecules to create bubbles, like a red balloon being inflated until its color fades. It also has to do with the scattering of light, as light rays striking the tiny bubbles get redirected in various directions due to vast irregularities in the foam's molecular makeup. These countless light-scattering surfaces make it almost impossible for the human eye to detect any remaining colors.
I get hit with an ad every damn video.
Stewards, and our dream is to buy a nice bungalow in the burbs.
Modern city condo.
We're still figuring it.
What causes motion sickness? Motion sickness is a frustratingly common ailment, and the nauseating sensation you feel is just a result of mixed signals being sent to your brain, which causes confusion. Your inner ear has a big role to play. Two sacs located in the semicircular canals called the saccule and the utricle contain fluid which tells the brain about any imbalances, which is how we know when we're stood up or lying down. On a boat, for example, your inner ear can sense the rocking of the waves even though your
Bro, you
eyes
get
might
motion
not be
sickness
able
from
to
your
see it,
ears?
causing your brain to try and make these two conflicting feelings agree, which makes us feel queasy.
Yo.
What causes brain freeze?
Alright.
Brain freeze can put
So far it's been 2 facts that, bro, I did not know. Like, I thought when you get motion sickness, it's just because your body, it's like your brain. I don't know, but it's in your ear. Like your ear feels the vibration. Bro, that's wild, bro. That's
A
wild.
real downer on cold treats like
I can't
ice
even
cream.
lie.
And these short-term headaches occur when something extremely cold touches the upper palate
Everybody know
or
that.
roof
Everybody
of the
know that
mouth
shit.
while rapidly
Okay.
consuming icy food and drink. This kind
Okay, y'all
of
see my
stimulus
mustache?
causes
You know, it's
vasoconstriction
growing.
or narrowing of the blood
You know what I'm
vessels
saying?
and resulting nerve pain, which is generally alleviated by rewarming the upper palate to widen the blood vessels through vasodilation. Quick fixes like drinking warm water or pressing your tongue to the roof
Why you
of your
drinking
mouth
like that,
can get
bro?
the blood flowing again and stop the brain freeze. What is the pink part of
I
our
always wanted to
eye?
know that.
Almost every part of the human body has its own function, but that might not be so true when it comes to the small pink corner of your inner eye. The scientific name for this fleshy
Caruncle.
substance is caruncle, and the truth is it's actually pretty useless. The creepy thing is that the caruncle is basically the evolutionary remnant of
how
the
when
third
they-
eyelid,
yeah.
which reptiles, fish, amphibians,
Oh,
and birds still
shit.
possess to cover their eyes in a thin film and
Bro,
keep
what if
out
that
harmful
happened?
bacteria.
What if, like, you know, we're humans?
Humans,
What if that, you know, the thing that I think chameleons got it? What if it rolled back and like when you slept, you could open up your eyelids, but that shit was still like protecting it? Bro, that's crazy. I bet you somebody's gonna make something like that
require a
too.
horizontal eyelid,
Future.
so we're left with a small portion which no longer functions. Who knows, it might eventually disappear
could.
altogether. How can you emergency call without signal? If you find yourself in a survival situation and in need of rescuing or medical attention, you'll need to make an emergency call. But being out of service isn't always what it seems. In these situations, a no network available
I
message
hate
only
that
refers
message.
to your own specific carrier network.
It's always
and your
when you,
mobile
like,
phone is
on
actually
road
equipped
trips
to
and stuff,
piggyback
too.
on any other
I
network.
know you
in
get
range.
servers.
This life-saving feature has been a staple since the global system for mobile communications was established in the early 1990s. And only when there is no coverage for any network in the area will you be truly stuck. Why do we get goosebumps? Goosebumps are one of our body's many involuntary reactions, but there are actually a few explanations for the strange phenomenon. Tiny elevations are caused when miniature muscles contract and create shallow depressions and surrounding protrusions on our skin, causing our hairs to stand on end. This is inherited from our animal ancestors whose thicker hair would create a fluffy layer of warmth and insulation in the cold. Since we now have less body hair, we're left with visible pimples which make us look like human-sized poultry. Goosebumps can also occur in times of stress or heightened
So
emotion due to a sudden
goosebumps, they
rush
come
of
from our
adrenaline.
ancestors, not ancestors, but you know, we used to be monkeys and shit. So he's saying is we used to have a lot of fur, but our body, it realizes that fur's not there anymore, so it's trying to make up for it by goosebumps. That's crazy.
Much like how a cat's hair stands up.
Another ad, bro. I respect the grind, but goddamn.
Why do we only see one side of the moon? Believe it or not, no matter how often you gaze up at the moon, you'll have only ever seen one
See one side, cause
This is
nah, I ain't gonna
because the
say
moon
it.
rotates around the
I ain't
Earth
gonna
at
say
the
it.
exact
Y'all
same
ain't ready for
speed
that
as it
conversation.
rotates around its own axis, which takes
Shit's
about
a simulation.
27 days, meaning that the same side is always facing us. If the moon didn't spin at all, then it would alternatively show its near and far sides during orbit. What is known as synchronous rotation or tidal locking prevents us from seeing the other hemispheres, and it's been this way for an estimated 4 billion years now. As the Earth's gravity gradually tugged at the moon, it deformed its shape slightly to face us and slowed its rotation, becoming tidally locked. Where does airplane waste go? Most people know by now that airplanes don't just drop human
I don't
astronauts
know.
out of the sky at high altitudes. But the truth is far less exciting. In the 1980s, airplane toilets relied on the same blue deodorizing liquid as porta potties, known as Anatech, to push waste from the bowl into the onboard storage tanks. But this had some drawbacks. Besides the increased fuel consumption involved in carrying the fluid, the systems were prone to leaking waste, which would freeze into blue ice, capable of plummeting through the air and
chill.
causing some serious damage. Nowadays, aircraft use a safer,
Imagine you
Kevlar
walking
system
outside, you get hit with a piece of shit.
involving a powerful vacuum which sucks everything down within seconds. Tanks holding up to 20 gallons of waste are
20
then safely
gallons of
pumped out
latent
after
waste.
landing, so no need to duck for cover. Why do soda bottles have bumps? The distinctive
make it
bumpy
stay still?
design of most popular soda bottles is probably not something you ever thought to question, but there's a legit reason why they aren't just flat bottom like water
What?
bottles. The standard 5-pointed bottom is not just a way to make them seem fancier, but a matter of stability. Soft drinks
obviously
like
it's
Coke
for
and Sprite are
stability.
served chilled, so the plastic bottle needs to withstand the change in volume that happens when the liquid increases in temperature without toppling over. Soda is also aerated
Everybody
and
should
the
know
flat
that,
bottom
bro.
would bulge when the bottles are pressurized to fill the gas as the drinks are carbonated. So the 5 feet are far more robust. Which of these interesting
Yeah.
facts amazed you the most? Let me know in the
That's
comments
wild,
below.
bro.
And thanks for watching.
I think the most interesting one to me was the one about the what they say about your ears. You know, when you get motion sickness. I didn't know that comes from the inner part of your ear. I never knew that. Let me know what y'all like the most about this video. Which fact did y'all like the most? And I got more videos dropping soon. Stay tuned for Monday, man. Motivation Monday. I know we all gotta stay motivated. Stay motivated together. I motivate you, you motivate me. Come on now. And send me more videos on Instagram on what y'all want to see in the future. And yeah, man, we on the grind. Road to 1K. I'm out, bro. Post notifications on though. How else would you know when you post? Click here. This is a recent video. Thanks for watching.